This past weekend at Hickory Motor Speedway, it was week 4 of late model stock action. We had twin 40s again. If you've been following our season, we've had quite the string of bad luck. We've crashed in pretty much every way imaginable to start the year. This past Saturday, we had a good field, 21 race cars, which is pretty damn solid for 3-4 weeks into the year, because usually at this point, people's shit's tore up and they decide not to come back for a couple weeks. Good field of cars, and we made some changes on our High Rock Vodka Chevy that I felt like were really, really good. Huge swings on the front end of the car, and we were fast in testing on Friday. Had some rain come in on Saturday morning, but overall, I was really happy with our race car. We qualified 5th. We were running 4th, or battling for 4th, running 5th, about 3-4 laps into the race, and door banged with the 7 car of Jeff Sparks. It was just a racing deal, slight contact, but when we hit, it actually hit the edge of my exhaust, which was hanging out the door just a small, tiny little bit, and it broke the only bracket that was holding the Y pipe in. So my car got a giant hard-on for about 3 laps. The whole Y pipe slung out the right side. Caution come out. They made us come down pit road. Rich done a phenomenal job on his patchwork. Bungee corded that baby back in there. We went back out and drove from 21st back to... We were up to 8th and then kind of got shuffled on late restarts. We got hung behind a car that had a plug wire off, so we were kind of trapped, and we ended up finishing 10th. The invert was 10, so we got to start on the pole in race 2. And I knew we had a good car because we were obviously fast in the first race. We just didn't get to exercise kind of what we had, just for the simple fact that we had more bad luck. Chalk that up to bad luck, I guess. But started off up front. Travis also, while this was happening, Travis was not there this weekend, but he was tasked with one duty, and that was to operate the Huffman Racing Twitter for the 2 races.
And I didn't know they were twins. I thought it was a 75-lapper. I thought it was the 75-lap weekend. So I was at my mom's house, and I got home a little after 7, and I opened up Twitter or something and saw we had already had some shortcomings, and
there was nothing tweeted from the Huffman Racing account at that point. But he did lock in for race 2, and we were good. We led the first 10, 12 laps, had about, half a racetrack on 3rd and 6 or 7 car lengths on the second-place car. Caution come out. When the caution come out, there was a pretty big wreck in 1 and 2, had some debris everywhere. And I guess because I was the first car through it, I ran over something, because when we went back green, the right rear tire went flat. So
unacceptable.
Yeah, I know. It's just tragic. I'll get to that in a minute.
It's your fault.
Yeah, we had a group that was just overly pissed off at me because I had a tire go down, which I'll touch on that here in a moment. Tire goes down, we go all the way back to the rear, and we drive all the way back to 4th. So we ended up finishing 9th and 4th because the 7 car got thrown out of both races as well. So 9th and 4th, which was our best result of the year so far. However, I do think we had a top 3 race car in both races, and if that tire doesn't go down in the second race, I think we win, or at least have a really good shot at winning. They were going to have to go through us to get to the lead, no doubt about that. But if a frog had wings, it wouldn't bump its ass every time it jumped too. So we'll move forward. The car's in one piece. This was the first freaking week that we didn't hit anything.
And I wasn't there.
Yeah, you weren't there. So if we hit something in a few short Saturdays here, then we're going to have to rethink our plan for the year.
Yeah.
So what Travis was hinting at there was, when my tire went down in the second race, we had a fellow competitor's team just go total apeshit.
Ballistic. Lost their mind.
Jumping out in front of me as I come down pit road with my tire on the rim, saying that I cut a tire down and spun out, only to jeopardize their chances at winning. It was strictly a move on my end to deter them from winning the race. So they were giving me the middle finger and jumping out in front of us. I drive all the way back to 4th. They indeed did not win the race, but it was not because of that caution. They were leading even up until the very last caution. And when I drove back down pit road after the race to go towards the tech shed, they're still jumping out in front of me, trying to throw the middle finger, and
they weren't trying. They did.
Well, they did. They definitely did.
All the way up, fully erect middle fingers.
Yeah. And then my dad comes across the track and tells them good race. I don't know if he was being sarcastic or not. The jury's still out on that. It's possible that he was. It's very possible, but they surely didn't take a liking to that. And there was words thrown. Dad, at one point...
I've never seen a flow camera pan so quickly.
Yeah, on the Flow broadcast, you caught a quick glimpse of Rob Huffman with like some Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao feet, just freaking shuffling down pit road, ready to throw a right hook. No swings were connected. No swings were thrown, I don't think. There was no punches thrown, but just stupid. The fact that they were upset, thinking that I give a shit about their race so much to try to deter them from running well when I'm trying to run well myself. So they can kiss my ass for all I'm concerned. We'll move on to the next week, and we'll continue to do what we're doing, and we'll continue to work on our race car to get better. But that's pretty much it for Week 4 Hickory. We've got a few weeks off here, and then we potentially will be back for the Cars Tour, which it's the first stop at Hickory this year. I think it's race number 3 on the Cars Tour schedule for 2023. I did say at the beginning of this podcast that I do want to run a few Cars Tour races this year. The Hickory races are 2 of those that I have on my docket. So now that we've made some gains on the car, we'll see. I'd like to go run it. I'll have a for sure answer here within the next week or so. But all that aside, Travis, you have had some happenings over the last couple of weeks.